Hello everybody, my name is Kieran from The Checkpoint, the only gaming channel that tastes like Doritos, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a pretty good amount of long shots within Advanced Warfare. Now obviously long shots play a pretty big role in getting the Diamond Camos, and they're one of the challenges for Diamond Camos for assault rifles, and you need 80 of them per assault rifle, so obviously you're going to be trying to get quite a few long shots. And towards the beginning of the game I was really struggling. I was like, god, this is going to take me ages. But now that I've kind of got used to the game, I know how to play it more and more. I end up getting maybe 4 to 5 long shots per game. Some games, I think the gameplay I'm seeing now, I ended up getting 10 long shots in this game, which is pretty goddamn good. I'm just going to briefly talk about the best maps that you can play on. Obviously you can get long shots in every map, and I'll get onto how later. But the best maps that I've seen that you can get long shots easily in are Instinct, Green Band, and Recovery. Now Green Band may surprise you, but there's actually quite a few roofs and kind of higher bits that you can climb on, and you can catch enemies out. A lot of people like to kind of stand on top of like the hut towards the right hand side of the map and snipe from it, and lots of kind of roof situations like that, and you can catch those enemies off guard. But anyway, one of the main things when you're trying to get long shots is your map awareness. Now obviously that includes your lines of sight. For example, on the map Instinct, you may see in this gameplay I kind of control the backhand side of the map quite a lot. And by that, it's kind of like the digger. You kind of see me head glitching behind a rock that's under the yellow digger thing. And then there's 2 huts to the back, to the right hand side of it. And the reason why I like that is because you can get lines of sight. If you're crouching by the digger behind that rock, you get a really good line of sight to the left hand side of the map. And if the enemies are coming from the center or coming from the right hand side, you can get really good lines of sight onto the center of the map and the right hand side of the map. Now obviously, you guys are probably wondering, you may be wondering, how do I know where the enemies are coming from? Now, as a general rule of thumb for Call of Duty, especially in game modes like Team Deathmatch, your enemies will be where your teammates aren't. So, for example, in this gameplay, if I'm kind of crouched behind the rock by the yellow digger, and I'm looking like up those stairs towards that little archway, if there's a lot of enemies to that left-hand side of the map and near that archway and near those stairs, then it's pretty probable that the enemies aren't going to be there. They're going to be more towards the center of the map and the right hand side of the map. So obviously instead of running towards those areas of the map, I like to stay back a bit. I'd maybe shift myself to maybe kind of the roofs that I talked about in the backhand side of the map in Instinct. Maybe use kind of I think they're like air conditioning units as cover, because you really don't want to be just stuck in the open. You just don't want your whole body to be exposed on a roof. You want to make sure you have cover at all times, because if you die, that'll slow down the process of getting long shots. So yeah, definitely use your minimap for that. Again, as I said, your enemies will be where your teammates aren't most of the time. That obviously isn't 100% of the time, but as a general rule of thumb, that's a good guide to use. And obviously being aware of your maps, knowing where the good lines of sight are, obviously you're going to have to get kills from quite a long way away, so having good lines of sight on enemies is a must in order to get these long shots. And just take note of what I'm doing in this gameplay and the decisions I make. Basically, just try and keep your distance from the enemy and try and make it as hard for them to kill you and make it easy for you to kill them. So try and pick them off. Enemies don't really suspect, especially when I play Instinct, they don't really suspect getting killed from very far away. But obviously if you kill them on the flank, they're not really going to expect that, especially since you're so far away, and that should be pretty successful for you. So definitely use the minimap to your advantage and your map awareness. You can just get that by playing the game, playing the maps over and over. You'll slowly get used to it. You kind of see it in your gameplay as you play. You kind of think, wow, I'm actually doing this automatically. You kind of run into an area and you're aware of any potential threats, any potential rooms, any potential kind of areas where an enemy can kill you, and you know where your cover is, so you can get to cover and find good lines of sight pretty quickly. Now also I'm just going to quickly talk about the gun attachments that I like. Now I kind of like the iron sights of some of the guns. I think the BAL-27 and the AK-12 have pretty good iron sights, but really to maximise the effectiveness of you getting your long shots, you really should use an optic. I mean, maybe with the exception of the BAL-27 and the AK-12. For example, with the HBRA-3, the iron sights on those are absolutely terrible, and I always run a red dot on that, regardless of whether I'm getting long shots or not. The ACOG sight is actually pretty good in this game as well, so you might want to consider that. Obviously, those types of sights will give you more enhanced zoom. Now, I don't really suggest using the thermal sight. Now, the thermal sight is really good for long-range kills, but it just really kind of makes trying to get short-range kills pretty difficult, and you don't really want to hamper your ability of getting short-range kills as well, because you want to get as many kills as possible, because obviously if you die at short range, you're going to have to kind of get back to the position you're in, and that will just slow down the process of getting your long shots. But anyway guys, I hope you found that video useful. If you did, leave it a like, rate, and subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you guys soon.